It is January 24, 2016, and I am in Budapest, Hungary. So Angela Merkel is now insisting, as she has done for a few months already, that Facebook must crack down on dissenting voices, or what she calls hate speech. So, there are only certain issues that you can freely discuss in Germany. Unfortunately, the most important issues of the day are not among them. As far as those issues are concerned, you just have to follow the party line, whether you like to or not. Because if you express opinions that are deemed by the powers that be to be unsatisfactory, you will face the consequences. Just an example, a reporter for a Russian news outlet investigating the alleged rape of a 13-year-old Russian-German girl in the hands of a migrant is apparently now facing a possible prison sentence for investigating that matter. Because in Germany there are certain things right now that you cannot talk about, and this exploded in the face of Angela Merkel. I mean, that's why she's coming into so much disrepute, because people are starting to assess her for what she really is: a pathetic sack of old bones with an agenda that is not in the best interest of the German people. I'm sorry for speaking harshly, but she doesn't want you to talk about certain things. She doesn't want you to talk about immigration. She doesn't want you to talk about Muslims. She doesn't want you to talk about the problems that are being created by her open border policies. I mean, we're talking about the most important issues of the day. You cannot talk about that in Germany right now. You can talk about other things. You have free speech as far as, I don't know, if you have an opinion about the optimal level of interest rates, or the amount of tax dollars that should be allocated to the preservation of rhinos in Zimbabwe. Because there are rhinos in Zimbabwe. I mean, you can talk about that, but if you have an opinion about something that will fundamentally change the character of the entire nation, then you must hold it to yourself. You cannot share it with other people, because that will go against the program, a program that is being force-fed, top to bottom, by Angela Merkel herself. Because it's an illusion of freedom what Germany has right now. The decision to open the borders by Angela Merkel was in fact a decision that she unilaterally took in violation of German law, in violation of European law. She has no authority to suspend the Dublin Convention. She has no authority to bring down the borders and ethnically replace an entire generation of Germans. I mean, she brought in last year 1.1 million people, and the flows are only intensifying this year. And if you criticize that, if you say this is stupid, this is not in the interest of the German people. And I'm not German. I'm not German. I'm just an observer. I am just an observer who's standing outside of Germany and who is witnessing a tragedy. But if you criticize her policies, then you are not allowed to do that, according to Angela Merkel. Your Facebook post should be deleted. Your message should be suppressed. If you, for example, there's a video going around social media right now. A 16-year-old German girl, who's just completely dumbfounded. I mean, we're talking about an apolitical girl who just picks up the camera and just looks at the camera and says, "Angela Merkel, what are you doing to my country? What are you doing?" But according to Angela Merkel, this girl should not be allowed to voice her views because this girl has hatred in her heart. Well, I don't know. I mean, if we're going to be talking about hearts, let's talk about the heart of Angela Merkel. Why is she trying to destroy, vandalize a nation, an entire continent? I mean, we already saw what happened in Cologne. 500 German women were assaulted, sexually assaulted. Some of them raped. In just one day, New Year's. And this attack was just not in Germany. I mean, it was all over the place. And it happens all over the place. It happens in swimming pools. It happens in nightclubs. It happens in trains. And if you talk about that, then you are engaging in hate speech, according to Angela Merkel. I mean, that is how disconnected from reality this woman is. Her policies have been a disaster. And even though she tries to throw a bone here and there to appease her detractors, the open borders continue. She has some type of agreement with Turkey. I mean, Turkey, why would Turkey give a damn about Muslim immigration into Europe? Turkey is a Muslim country. And why should Turkey do the dirty job that, could be more easily performed elsewhere in Europe? But, all these migrants, they come over. They're not stopped in Macedonia because Angela Merkel says that they should not be stopped in Macedonia. They're not stopped in Serbia. They're not stopped in Croatia. They're not stopped in Slovenia. Slovenia and Macedonia, by the way, have fences. They could stop these flows. Germany could implement a cap, slash benefits, deport, but they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. That is contrary to her program. Her program is really, it's really simple. I mean, it's just ethnic replacement, complete destruction of the German nation and its replacement with something completely, different and foreign, with massive downsides about which, according to Angela Merkel, you've got to keep mum. You cannot talk about these things. You cannot voice your opinion. But that's what we have right now. And the question arises, I mean, why is she doing this? Well, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, maybe she thinks that she can change the Muslims, turn them into little dark-skinned Germans, despite all the sexual assaults and all that stuff that's going on, without getting rid of Islam, obviously, but just getting the migrants to just kind of change their ways. I don't know how you do that, but apparently this woman has the magic pill, the magic potion. She can wave her magic wand, and the Muslims will stop being bad Muslims. I mean, the the Quran is an interesting book, you know. It's like a rape porn novel, you know. Muhammad himself, I mean, he was just a thief and he just had the mentality of a Muslim. He went and he saw something that he liked and he took it. And there's the guys that, oh, well, it belongs to an infidel. Or, you know, this woman is the daughter of an infidel, so she's mine now, and I'm going to rape her. And, you know, he had slaves, sex slaves. The Quran is, you know, religion, or the prisons. You know, you can call them warriors, you know, you can call them gangbangers, or you can call them whatever you want to do it, but, you know, fundamentalist Islam is a religion that is very strong in the prison systems here in Europe. And, you know, the reason is that, you know, it justifies the feelings that, you know, these guys have. Their attitude towards the world, you know, an extreme masculinity. I see something, I take it. I see a woman I like, I take her, I rape her. I see a country I like, I just show up there and, you know, they have to take me in and, you know, I can bring everybody in my village there and, you know, now it's my country. You know. But that's what we have now. You know, there's people who say, well, you know, Islam is these guys are the way they are because of Islam, because of the Quran. But, you know, which one comes first, the chicken or the egg? Maybe Islam is just tailor-made for the personalities of these guys. But whatever the case may be, for Angela Merkel to bring in millions of these guys without considering that there may be very negative consequences, and trying to take action against people who exercise their free speech to question the Islamization of Europe, something that is clearly taking place, is inexcusable, it's unconscionable, it's treason. It is a behavior that will go down in the annals of history as something that will be remembered with shame. And yet, you know, you cannot criticize her, or she insists that one cannot criticize her. I mean, you know, this woman has the biggest cojones that have ever hung on the withered flesh of an old woman. But, you know, we're facing a situation here in Europe that where we're being invaded, and we gotta take cognizance of that, and we gotta have to adapt our thinking to that reality. And that means doing exactly the opposite of what Angela Merkel expects you to do. That means insisting that the Balkans be closed to migrants, that they be stopped at Macedonia, that they be stopped at Serbia and Croatia, and that they be stopped at Slovenia, and then that they be stopped at Austria. Wherever there may be migrants, they should be turned away at the border, whatever that border may be. And whatever Angela Merkel may have to say against that, because, you know, otherwise, what happened in Cologne is just but a mild foretaste of things to come. All right, take care, guys.